I'm Eric, I'm a game designer, and today we're going to discuss the map design of Polus. Analyze how Polus in Among Us utilizes its space to provide you with freedom, make you feel more lonely, and regulate the pacing. Polus is the third map in Among Us, a snowy landscape, a foreign planet you're researching. Polus stands out because of its size. The area covers a large scale, which feels even bigger because you can practically go anywhere. In contrast to the Skeld and Mira HQ, Polus doesn't limit you and restrict you to particular corridors. Instead, it gives you freedom to go anywhere you want to. This provides you with more self-agency over your actions. Because there are so many ways you may traverse the area, there are more moment-to-moment decisions to be made. Choices which consist out of a larger variety of options. This empowers you and gives you more responsibility when it comes to devising your strategy. What is so interesting is that the larger map in Polus doesn't imbalance the experience, since there are fair circumstances and conditions for both the crewmate and the imposter. For the crewmate, it's likely they're going to be lonely more often, which means they are vulnerable for an assassination. Furthermore, there's a high chance that there's going to be a greater distance to cover between tasks. More you have to walk around, make decisions on where you want to go. Lastly, being assassinated as a crewmate may not reap any benefits for the other crewmates for a longer period of time, because finding bodies of other crewmates is more problematic, as there's more space to cover and areas to investigate. Which means the potential evidence and information of someone being an imposter has to wait a bit longer. On the other hand, the imposter plays with disadvantages as a result of the advantages of the crewmates. Since the map is gigantic, it is harder for imposters to find the crewmates. Also, since crewmates have more control on where they go, they can devise a better strategy on how to avoid anyone else on the map. Another element which plays a role is the fact that Polus provides a lot of vision. All players have a rather good overview of when someone is approaching them. Because of the open space, there are less shadows preventing you from seeing who's coming up in the distance. You could argue that the Polus map is segmented into 3 different sections. You have the left side with security, electrical, and oxygen. You have the middle cluster with storage and the admin room. And you have the right side with the laboratory and the specimen room. Although there is a distinction between these areas, a separation that requires you to move from one place to another, the areas themselves are also disconnected. They are separate buildings that force you to go outside into the open space before you can enter them, or they are connected by long corridors. This means that most of the time you've completed a task, you are forced to go out in the open to find another one to complete. The fact that you need to move and expose yourself out in the open ties into the self-agency and the freedom you have. You know what to do and where to go, but how you're going to approach it is all up to you. These map elements and the player behavior all affects the pacing, the speed at which the game is played. It is likely that your game time on Polus is longer than on any other map. Additionally, it is not surprising at all if you suddenly lose as a crewmate, not realizing all your other crewmates have been assassinated. Polus carries this greater sense of not knowing what is going on, knowing how other crewmates are doing, or where they are on the map. You may cross their path once you're out in the open, but sometimes you wish you wouldn't have. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Game Designer Plays. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I would highly appreciate that. And then I hope to see you back in my next video. See you there. Bye bye.